What's cracking, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. And today, right now, hey, can you guys hear me? Press a one if you can hear me before I start going on chatting away, and then no one can hear what I'm saying. Let me see. My mic's on. Shit. So, all right. IE tapped in. That's right. I to the motherfucking E in the house. You know. Shout out to all my brothers out there. Anyways, Tim Hennessy. Yeah. So today, as you guys can see, waiting on my brother to jump in here. Special guest. Um, I'm gonna interview him. If anybody wants to jump in after we're done with the interview, you guys are more than welcome to. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna try to get his story heard. Good brother, and he was you guys will see, man. You just um, so like I said, guys, if you guys have questions, what up, Rich? If you guys have questions, you guys could ask him. I would say towards the end, or if there's good questions, I'll post them on the screen. He can answer them as he goes. Um, he has changed his life. He's gonna get on, give it to you guys. Real, and it's a blessing, man. Um, I have some. I have a few more interviews coming. I won't expose who they are, but yeah, it's gonna get better from here on out, guys. I'm getting better as we go, and you know, I'm gonna try to collaborate more with my brother Raymond here. Um, as you guys, if you guys are familiar with when he gets on, he'll explain what his movement is back here. Uh, you know, so I'll let him do all that explaining. But I just feel really blessed to have him on and be able to hear his story live, man. I watched a lot of his testimonies. If you haven't tapped in with his channel, Raymond Meaza on YouTube, definitely go check him out, man. Hit the subscribe button. He's pushing a positive message, man. And anybody pushing and this righteous positive message. You got the prison stories, and then you got the real life stories, and then you got other interesting content that he has on his channel. So like I said, this live is mainly to hear his story. You know, and yeah. Here we go, guys. Ready? What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. I'm kinda,
Was it your second time on the live?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of had like a double thing going on.
Oh, it's all good. It happens.
Yeah. So what's
Well,
going
what
on,
you
brother?
not much, man. Just here, waiting on let people like waiting on you, man. See how you're doing. Let people know who you are. And test, what you want to speak on. And platform's yours.
Hey, give me a minute. I had like a double. Like it's
Yeah, yeah. Oh, close your YouTube. Probably your YouTube's open. Leave the
okay. Let me see.
StreamYard open and close the YouTube app.
Okay.
So you just have one on, just the StreamYard open. Uh, Take himself.
YouTube. All right. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
All right. I think I did it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for having.
Bros. Okay. Wait a little bit. How the internet is sometimes. Technical difficulties, guys. Shit, I think he froze. Uh, let's see. Yeah, you froze, brother. You might want to log back into the. Let me post the link again. It says disconnected. It disconnected. Put the link back up. Just hit the link again and get back at it. Yeah, guys, don't forget, guys. Hit the link. Hit the. You guys hit the like, man. Hit the like for this for Raymond, man. Not even for me, man. For Raymond, for his movement, man. Hit the like. You guys are gonna be really, really interested. This guy has a beautiful story, testimony, you know, all that, everything that everybody wants to hear, and one, but it's all positive, He's having, I think he's learning how to set up, so just give a couple little bit of time. But yeah, guys. So, anyways, we'll wait a little bit more. Um, he's new. He's learning. He's learning how to be a podcaster. So, YouTuber. It's not easy. You know, it's truly a work in process. But yeah, you guys. So how you guys doing, man? What's up, Wesley? My boy Bigfoot in the house. My boys are in the house, man. Shout out to my boy Vegas. Vegas Prison Stories, my brother. How's your night going? My night's going good. Thank you, man. Thank you. My night's blessed, bro. The fire. We've actually got moved out of the danger zone. And, the water that came really, really helped out. Uh, the fire, really helped out. It went from 5% to 50% overnight, which is a blessing, you know. But yeah, guys. Here we go, guys. Hey, boys,
All
stop it.
right, I think I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, it's all good. It happens.
Yeah,
It
I'm learning.
happens. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Like I was saying, just we appreciate it. I mean, this means a lot. I mean, this means a lot to a lot of people out here. We're working hard. I mean, we work nonstop. We work hard to get our message out, and a
yeah,
lot of doors close in our face, and we just keep going. Stay positive. If we were to give in to discouragement, we wouldn't have got as far as we have. And like I said before, I didn't even think about doing this. It wasn't my intention.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have a testimony and I put it out there, and it wasn't until you reached out to me and you started talking to me that it sparked interest.
yeah.
And I just want to thank you for that.
Nah, of course,
And
man.
I watch you, and the reason it didn't spark interest was because I watched these other channels, and a lot of channels have good content
Yeah,
and they mean well, but it's also borderline with still with the foot inside the prison. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Halfway, halfway. Yeah, half in, half
Yeah,
out. Yeah, I get you.
and I didn't want to do that, And then
Yeah,
watching Frank's positive vibes, you you put that out there, you put those boundaries, and I watch a Prisoner's Awakening. He put the boundaries, and so I was like, big shout out to Prisoners Awakening,
hey,
Frank's positive.
I'm actually planning on introducing you to him so that way you could come on his platform too and talk about your story because I know he'll be more than welcome to have you on. So I'm gonna get at him
Yeah,
on the sidelines. We're gonna push
yeah,
you, dog. We're gonna push your message, bro. Trust me.
yeah. Thank you.
But keep going, my bad, bro. Keep going.
Yeah. No, what they call the movement, they call it the silent genocide because all these years, like I explained in the first podcast, that they got statistics for everything, for deadbeat dad, for gang members, for how many fentanyl users versus how many meth users.
Yeah,
They got statistics for everything, but they didn't have no statistics for murdered or missing indigenous women, native women, women from the reservations, and they're missing. They're gone. In Canada, they just found the bodies of over 2,000 native kids that were buried on the residential schools. And it's sad. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because I'm from Northern California. I'm from the city
Yeah.
of Los Banos,
Yeah.
and I'm an ex gangbanger. I was out there gangbanging. I was out there doing drugs. I was out there doing, and this is and I didn't even know about it. I didn't
Right.
know about it until it happened to my sister. And what happened to my sister? I mean, bang bang naniger. Yeah, but what happened to my sister was words can't describe. My sister in 2016, my sister was brutally murdered. She wasn't just murdered; she was tortured. She was tortured, and it was hard because I've got three numbers. I got one number in Arizona and two numbers in California.
Yeah.
I got locked up from 16 to 18. I spent a majority of my life locked up, and all we're taught, what we're taught in there. And you know what I mean? And I was out there trying to be super sureño and everything, and
Right.
it's hard. It's hard. And I decided to walk away from the life to try to live. I want to live. I'm tired. I'm married 4 times. 4 times
Yeah.
I'm married. The first 3 marriages were basically to the same toxic person. When you get that girl who, if you're a gangbanger and you're a drug dealer, she's the perfect girl because she likes drama, she lies, and you know what I mean. And that's the same Heina that I married 3 times.
That's true.
Three
Bro.
times.
That's
And
true.
and when I walked away from the gang life,
Yeah.
they try. You know what I mean? They basically turn against you. Right now, I'm not in good with any of my baby's mamas or
Right.
any of my wives because I decided to walk away. My wife right now is a detention officer. She's been a detention officer for 16 years. And if I was still out there gangbanging, doing drugs, and hurting people, I would have the most best relationship with all my wives because they like the
Negative.
drama. And it's toxic. So I decided to change my life. And when I changed my life and I walked away from everything, I found the perfect partner. She didn't baby me. She didn't baby me at all. I used to be chauffeured, and she
Right.
threw me the keys and told me, "You're gonna have to learn to drive because I gotta work. You're gonna have to learn to drive yourself." You know what I mean? She didn't baby me at all.
Yeah.
She made me get out there and stand on my 2 feet.
Right.
And she's the perfect partner. You know what I mean? And we do everything 50-50. And I walked away from the gang life. I walked away from the gang life. I was teeter-tottering because I'm walking with Christ. So I thought maybe I could still drink a little bit
Yeah.
and worship God. You know what I mean? But when you drink a little bit, the old you comes out, and we're supposed to bury the dead you. So I can't be walking around, saying I'm changing my life, having a little bit of drink, secretly wishing to smash on somebody. It just doesn't work. It's like you got to be all in. So in those days of when I was teeter-tottering, my sister in 2016, my sister was murdered. They found a body. Rumors were going around that a body was pulled out of the canal. And I was working at Pizza Hut at the time, and I was working there at night. And my little sister is like everyone else's little sister. My little sister is that one that tries to keep the family together. She's the one that checks on everybody. Hey, you okay? You doing this? Why are you hanging out with them? And we're all grown adults, but she acts like she's the mom. You know what I mean? That's my little sister. And she called and she said, hey, I heard that they pulled a body out. I heard they pulled a body out of the canal. And I was like, who you hear that from? And she said, it was coming from an AA meeting. So naturally, I'm like everybody else. Oh, man, that's tweaker talk. You know what I mean? Like people in NA and AA got more, they got more information than the FBI and all that. I didn't believe it. But to make my little sister, to give her peace of mind and peace, you know what I mean? Because I'm still a brother. I'm still the big brother. I went to the police department and I filed a missing persons report. and I gave them details of my sister. I tattooed on her. I put the Trust No Man in Korean on her arm real big.
Yeah.
My sister, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's street smart, and she was out there. I mean, she was out there doing her thing, and so she had a bunch of abusive relationships. So she wanted to trust no man on her arm, and I tattooed it on her. And so that's the identifying mark that I had went to the police department. Well, the next day, the FBI called me and they said, "Hey, we need to meet with you and your mom." And I'm like, "Why?" You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I just wanted them to say it wasn't her, and I was like, she's got this, Mark, she's got this and this, and they just weren't listening. They're like, "We need to meet with you." And then me and my wife were driving on the outskirts of town, and just then my car blew a flat, and so we're trying to get the flat done, and then it just clicked. The FBI is on the way to my mom's. My mom don't know nothing about it, and so they're gonna tell her that my sister's dead, and you know what I mean. And we're supposed to protect moms. Well, I jumped in the car with my wife's niece. She drove me over there, and by the time I got to the housing project, FBI cops were outside, and I can already hear my mom screaming. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, I walked inside, and they showed a picture. They showed me a picture of my sister. I looked at it, and I knew it was her. It was a done deal.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And I was just lost, helpless. The drug dealer, gangbanger. I mean, I've been locked up over here in this tribal jail for home invasions, for stabbings. I mean, there's no I give the police and the community no reason at all to help me. I was sitting there feeling defeated. I'm a big, you know what I mean? That's my sister. That's my older sister. And naturally, I want to get in gun. I want to go kick doors in. I'm going to go hurt somebody. Well, the FBI told us, "Hey, go inside the house and go mourn with your family and let us do what we're going to do." And I was like, "Nah, let's go get these mother effers." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I went inside and we all spent the night at my nephew's house, my mom, all of us together. And then come morning, I had it in my head. I just told my wife and my little sister and everybody, like, "Hey, let's get some money together. How much money you got?" And we threw a couple $1,000 together, $5,000. We got wanted posters, so we posted them everywhere, right? Posted them everywhere, and the community came out. I got farther than the people were more comfortable talking to me than they were the cops because they didn't want to talk to cops, so they were telling me everything. And when this happened to my sister, believe it or not, there was the criminal world that was helping. There was drug dealers that were giving me information and stuff like that about where she's getting her dope from and all that. Because secretly, when stuff like that happens in the community, everybody wants. You know what I mean? When it happens to a girl, then
everybody wants justice.
Everybody wants.
Automatically,
And there's one thing holding everybody back, that's the law of the street, you know what I mean? The regulas, everything, you can't.
You gotta live there. Hey, you gotta live there still,
And so that's what held everybody back. With me, I made it, and there was talk that it was a cartel hit, because it's dirty. It's dirty where we live at. We live right here, and they call it the high intensity drug trafficking area in the nation because it's so close to the border. All the dope be coming up this border right here.
Yeah. Hey, well, I live right there my family's from Imperial Valley. Remember I told you? And I lived down there for a while, so I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard to do right out there, bro, when you're living that life. It's
man, everything's stacked against you. Everything's stacked against you, and people were like saying it's cartel related. They said it was because my sister earlier in the month, or earlier like months before that, she was busted with the ounce of dope, and they had her in the newspaper, right? And so they started saying she was working with the task force. I heard all kind of crazy stories. You know what I mean? The police had to put out a story to squash those rumors that said she wasn't an informant. She wasn't. You know what I mean? Okay. And it was crazy. It was crazy what we were up against. And my wife drove me around, and I went knocking on the church's doors. I went knocking on every organization's doors to try to get them to help us.
Right.
And you'd be surprised who slammed the door in my face. You know what I mean? Who give me a lecture and close the door, and it's, you know what I mean? It was crazy. You know, you're out there trying to do good, and
Right.
the very people that are saying that we're criminals are the ones who slam the door in our face. Don't help. You know what I
Won't
mean?
help. Yep.
And you wonder why we got to take to doing things like this ourselves.
Right.
And the killers were eventually caught. Both killers were caught. But we had to jump through some hoops, and we learned about the murder. The MMIW movement was barely taking off. I don't know if you know who Pamela Foster is, but
No.
Pamela Foster is the mother to Ashlyn Mike. Ashlyn Mike was kidnapped. She's a little girl who was kidnapped in Navajo Nation. Her and her brother Ian were kidnapped, and this guy kidnapped them, and the little brother got away and ran away, and this man raped and killed this little girl, and they caught him, and the mom, she rallied and she rallied. The Ashlyn's death and my sister's death were both in the same time period. So while we were over here planning on marching for my sister,
Yeah.
Pamela Foster was out there hitting the Congress, hitting the Senate, all that, and she got the Amber Alert for Indian Country, and she's a big role model. We you know what I mean? It's like we're side by side doing what we do, and people try to scare us. They were telling it was cartel hit, all kinds of stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, and this is my sister, so naturally I'm like, I don't care. You know what I mean? This is my sister.
Well, yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna come to my table and do that, slap moms in front of my face. You know what I mean? So it's like,
For real. That's for real.
you know, same as I can bleed, they can bleed, but at the same time, we got on our knees and we pleaded with God. I will be honorable, Lord. I'll be honorable if you just catch the killers, show us the way. And so when I was at work one day, somebody texted me and told me, hey, the killers are over here making fun of your sister right now. Oh man, I got mad. I left work. I gotta go. I went straight home, and I was calling my wife. Calling her, please be there, because I wanted her to stop me. I got a gun, and I went straight over there, and I sat out front, and I was praying to God, don't let me do this. Don't let me do this. What if it's the killer sending me on a wild goose chase, and it's not them, and you know what I mean? And I ended up going to prison for killing two people who had nothing to do with it. And at the end, it ended up being it was them. It was them. They don't know how God's grace and love, God makes it to rain on the wicked and the just. And on that day, he showed love to the killers by not letting them become the victims either. But we made a covenant with God to if we be honorable in this, lead us. And through it, doors started opening. People from all around came, and we started learning about this MMIW, and we started learning that, you know, people were victim blaming. Victim blaming is when they say, oh, she was a tweaker, she was promiscuous, she's a hood rat, she put herself there. If she didn't want this to happen to her, she wouldn't have been in the house. You know what I mean? And that's how they look at it. And you know what I mean? Just because a hyena goes out there and she she likes guys doesn't mean she wants it from everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what happens. What they call it. What we learned is they call it the perfect victim. If you don't got blonde hair, blue eyes, and your parents ain't school teachers or something like that, the news ain't gonna kick them no dust for you. You know what I mean? But if you're from the hood and all that, you know what I mean? It's like we got to do our own work, and that's And I found out about the MMIW. We organized community marches, marching through Parker against drugs and violence. And because it's an epidemic over here, and so we do that. And the MMIW throughout the nation is every reservation. There's women turning up missing everywhere. They're being murdered. They're being trafficked. It's easy targets because state and tribal laws, there's a confusion through it, and there's basically no crime. If somebody who's not tribal commits a crime against someone that is tribal, they basically get away with this for free, and everybody's figured it out. I mean,
Whoa.
everybody's figured it out. So now you
Whoa.
got serial killers that know where the hunting grounds is, and the hunting grounds
What? Oh,
are the reservations.
I did not know that, bro. That is crazy.
Yeah, and it's like I said, my
That
sister
is
was
not
one of them,
right, man. That's not
and
right.
so we fly the flag, and we let them know the hand goes across the mouth, and that represents the victims that were screaming, the victims that wanted help, and it just represents it's worn. You see it worn all over Canada, all over the United States. People wear it to show awareness and that they stand with the movement. It's everywhere. I mean, it's the silent genocide. And over here, me and less than a year after my sister was murdered, we had the first community march here, and so I mean, we had so much supporters come from all over the place, from Banning, from Yuma, from Needles, from Peach Springs, all over. And less than a year later, a second girl was found. A second sister was found. Her name was Shaggy Molina Yazi. They found her in a field. The family was looking for her. Her family went to the police. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
And the police say what they always say. Oh, she's a grown woman, and maybe she didn't want to be found. Maybe she's out there partying. Who knows? And they knew. They called it. They said, no, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And they wouldn't listen. They wouldn't listen, and they wouldn't listen, and they found her body. The family reached out to me, and I got to relive that all over again. Me, my sisters, my wife, and all of us could have took the victory because the people responsible for my sister's murder, they got sentenced to the max. We took the death penalty off the table because we didn't want to be murderers ourselves. We prayed outside the courtroom, and we asked God, do what you're going to do with them, but we're not going to push for the murder. We don't want to leave here with bitterness or anger or anything.
Right.
And we left there. And so we could have took our victory that for my sister, and we could have went home and just that would have been that. We got our victory and just left it out there. Let everyone defend themselves. But less than a year later, another family got a hold of me, and I got relived that all over again. I sat up and I helped. I tried my best to help them, and they were looking hard. I mean, they had armies of people out there looking from town to town for her. And when they did find her, they found her in a shallow grave. You know what I mean? They found her in a shallow grave in a field that it takes a lot of effort to get to. You got to go up a canal ditch, and you got to go off a dirt road. You know what I mean? The irrigation fields like they have out there.
Yeah, like out there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. That's a big old. Yeah, that's a whole bunch of. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna tell me you're gonna find people out there that are gonna just purposely walk out there in those areas and just die? You know what I mean?
This is happening all around the res area, right? Like anywhere where there's a reservation, native reservation.
Yeah, and the outskirts too. I mean, because they can actually kill somebody, murder somebody outside the reservation, and dump the bodies on the reservation because it's just jurisdictional confusion. And they're hunting grounds. The reservations are hunting grounds now. And like I said, I'm an ex gangbanger, and a lot of the laws that I wasn't supposed to do, I broke those. You know what I mean? Wasn't supposed to work with the police. Now I'm, you know what I mean? I work with the Department of Justice. I got to sit on a panel for Operation Lady Justice, the presidential task force for investigating murder to missing Indigenous women. When 8 years ago, 8 years ago, I was just trying to figure out my way through life because I just walked away from the gang and everything. Everything I ever knew about life, gangs, drugs, everything, I just walked away. Now it's a scary step. The first step. See, this is Katrina Yazi up here now. She's saying we looked for her for about 3 weeks. Yep. She had no eyes, and her fingers were. I mean, there's, you know what I mean, and this.
Hey man, rest in peace to her. I'm sorry to hear that. That shit breaks my heart, man, to hear that. It really does.
Yeah,
This is
we're
something
gonna
I
get.
never knew about, man. And that's why I told you that I wanted to participate in your whatever I can do to get your movement heard, brother. I want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Thank
that's
you. Thank you. This
of
this means a lot
course.
because
Well, keep going though,
th-
man. I'm
th-
sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah, this is known. This is known in the Indian community, and we need
yeah,
to reach out more.
I'm glad. Hey, bro. When I'm now it makes like this platform makes a whole bunch of sense now. There's really something righteous, really, really. I mean, not that I wasn't pushing a righteous movement, but having you on here, having your story, having your movement heard, natives, to have a voice, um, man, bro, it brings it starts to come together. This is really, really a positive movement, bro. Never
Yeah,
knew about it. It's sad, man.
you know, you know,
Parker,
and
Arizona. Wow.
yeah,
I've been to Needles, Arizona. It's small out there, bro. There's
yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, me and Katrina, we just got done speaking at event in Needles because a lot of the of what we think happened to Shaggy started out there, and so basically we went over there and spoke, and hopefully we get something back, go where God calls us to. You know what I mean? And wherever we can get the word out is where we go, and just you having me on here, you having us, letting us say what we get to
of
say
course.
means, what I mean, it means a lot.
Man, it's a
Of
pleasure to
course.
have you on here. When I first came across your testimony, I instantly knew, and I took a long shot. I commented, and I'm like, what are the possibilities? He's gonna comment back, but you did, and man, I'm glad you did, bro. Here we are today.
I think I was like everybody else. I put my testimonies out there with knots in my stomach, and when I put my
Yeah,
testimonies out on YouTube, I brought my mom here, and we sat down and we watched them, and I sat there and watched my mom giggle around about us growing up and things we did behind her back, and I told her, I love you, mom, and she was sitting, she got to go down memory lane, and she shed a couple of tears, you know what I mean, watching it, and because there's things that she didn't know about, and things that but she's a mom, we can't hide nothing from her, and
right.
so watching
That's
from
that
about,
same
hey,
thing
what's
with
up, Becky?
the same thing with my platform. Like I was like, man, I tell these stories, and my mom's hearing them now, and she's like, really, really, and I'm like, man, that's
Yeah,
the bad. But it's for the message though. It has to be told, and it is what it is.
yes, and it's like you don't have to be a Sammy the Bull. You
Nah,
don't have to be like some high-ranking member of some underground mafia to have an
nah,
interesting story. Everybody in life has a
not a
story to
story.
tell,
Yep.
and to me, it's the devil who makes you think that what you have to say ain't important.
It ain't worth it. Yo,
Yeah, it ain't worth it. It's not true.
yo,
It's not true at all. There's somebody out there sitting out there right now getting high who thinks, you know what I mean? He's all tripping out, thinking that everybody's against him. Every car that revs their engine, that's the signal. You know what I mean? And all that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Just tripping.
I
And,
remember those
and they
days.
need to hear that. Hey, we already went there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
remember those days.
you're
Yeah,
not gonna catch the white car. You're not gonna catch the guy around the corner. You know what I mean? That guy that's hiding inside the bathroom,
the
he's got
shadow
away.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I
yeah.
mean? He's got
Oh,
away. And they need to hear this. You know what I mean? They need to hear like, hey, we can't. All of us can't all be tripping on the same thing. You know what I
nah,
mean? Because that it's like to me, it's witchcraft. You know what I mean? We all trip on the same exact thing. How?
it's
If it's
true
all
though,
in our
bro.
mind, then
Yeah,
how
it's
is it?
true.
How you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an
And
illusion. Scary
yeah, well,
illusion.
that's how the enemy gets us. You know what I mean? And we shake it off and work together. The first march that we did, it was called "Let Her Be the Last," and it had a picture of my sister and "Let Her Be the
Yeah,
Last." And the second one, we sat down with Katrina Yazi, and we she came up with the name Stand Strong Together, meaning the merging of the community, the tribal and non-tribal community, and the families and everybody coming together. Put all your things aside and let's do this together. Because
Right.
as a community grassroots group, that
Yeah.
we made an impact. We got a long ways, and we've been doing it every year. Every December we have a community march. You know, and the the pandemic,
Yeah.
we were on fire. Then the pandemic hit and it burned out. I mean, it's like we couldn't march, we couldn't
Not
do anything.
everything, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah. It
that
happens.
includes investigations, everything.
Devil tries to stop the movement, but just keep
Yeah,
marching. You know.
yeah. That's another thing. See, she's saying it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years, and the police still won't give the family a police report.
Yeah, that's
I
outrageous.
mean,
That is
yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, that
It's
is
crazy.
crazy.
And the thing with the native community that we noticed is this: that the native community wants to keep all the dirty secrets to themselves, and don't tell them this and that. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that's how things are swept under the rug. And it's like, nah,
Corruption. Yeah.
we're not gonna just tell the town people. We're going live. We're gonna tell everybody what's going on around here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's reservations everywhere that are doing the same because you can't hold those negligent community leaders and people in power accountable
Right.
unless they know you can see what they're doing and what they're doing. You know what I mean? A lot of this, a lot of this is like just neglect from the leaders. You know what I mean? So when we say stand strong together, you mean
Yeah.
stand strong together.
Yes, that is one. Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome,
That's
and
horrible.
I'm glad you have us on the show and
Nah, of
to
course.
educate you a little bit on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because as Sureños, you know what I mean, we learn about one hand, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean, and now we
Yeah.
have this one.
Learn about a different hand. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
now a different hand.
Yeah.
And for me, around here in these areas, like way I speak and everything, it's hard to relate to people from around here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's hard because they don't understand the prison politics and everything
Yeah.
like that. Just their
They're
stories,
different.
and then
Different culture.
like with you, Prisoners Awakening, all these other platforms, like everybody talks in the same. You know what I mean? You can say
Yeah.
one thing, and everybody knows what we're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Everybody knows
Like,
the lingo, everything. You know,
yeah,
it's easier
I
to
like,
interact with people that know have the
yeah,
same background.
you know,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
wife. It's easy for me and her to get along because finally figured it out. She's institutionalized. She's done 16 years. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
can't go to work for 16 years working with inmates without coming home with a little bit of convict honor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Make your
But
little
she,
skin a little bit thicker. You know.
man, she's trying to, you know what I mean? She's trying to make me some noodles and everything, start crushing up some Cheetos. Like, what are you doing, man? She's like, ain't that serious? We can order some pizza and everything. But yeah,
Man, that's amazing. Your wife's native, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. She's
Amazing.
half native, half Mexican.
That's amazing.
Same as me.
All right.
I'm half Mojave from Parker, and or a quarter Mojave from Parker, and a quarter Paiute from Yerington, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
But I was born and raised in Los Banos, California. Project baby.
Project Baby.
Yeah,
That's up. Well, that's up there, passing San Jose, right?
it's right before San Jose.
Right before
Like
San Jose.
there's a group of hills called Pacheco Pass, and when you start going up in them, you cut through Hollister,
Yeah.
Gilroy, and you come out on into San Jose in the Bay Area, and so
Okay.
Los Banos is right there on the bottom of the hill or the mountains or whatever.
Yeah, I
About
bet being that's being an upstate Sureño. That's shit. That's hard.
oh, it was hard. I mean, it was hard. I
Hard life.
mean, yeah, Oh man, I told my wife about it. I told her, being a sureño in a city full of norteños, they said we couldn't even go to the gas station to get gas. You don't know who's who, man. You think that's an old lady right there? She has an old norteña veterana. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's their
Telling her
mom.
nephews, hey, this is scrap right there.
Hey,
You know
it's
what
at
I
the
mean?
store.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, everywhere and everywhere, man. It was on site. You didn't know who was who. Even the police, when we used to get arrested, the police would slam us up against the car, and they'd be calling us little bald-headed Martians and all that. I mean,
Damn. Those
but
are
for, for
damn.
real, there was one spot in Merced County where they would send us back then. That was what do you call it? Block one in Merced County, the only place where Sureños can go. The rest of the county, all Norteños, and they had the second jail called Sandy Mush. It's all Norteños. I mean, just outnumbered. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
when we used to go to get on the bus and go to court, oh man, that's what you know what I mean. In the jury boxes where we got down, you know what I mean. Not much you can do. You can kick them over the thing, or get a couple headbutts in. I mean, it was something else. I mean,
Fuck.
there's nowhere you can go and you get down.
Merced County, right? You said Merced
Yeah,
County.
Merced County.
That's
Merced is
way
where
up there.
Gunner's from.
Or Gunner. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of Gunner.
Yeah, Gunner. He's from Merced. He's from the city of Merced. Las
Yeah,
Manas is like maybe 30 minutes away.
Gunner's funny as hell, man. Funny ass guy.
Yeah,
Man, that's a trip, bro. Merced County, man. Wow.
yeah.
Man, hey,
And
the
I
ones
moved.
that haven't seen your stories, man, they gotta go check you out, man. Subscribe to your channel, man.
Yeah, I was at first. When I put them out, I had those knots in my stomach, like waiting for the feedback. And
Yeah.
then it went a couple months where you know what I mean, little trickle here and there, and then out of nowhere, just blam! I logged on to YouTube one day, and I looked, and I had like 26,000 views and like 100 comments. I'm like, oh my god, I need this. And I jumped on there, and it was crazy.
Yeah, bro, your channel, you have a lot of views, man, and I'm like, wow, that's
Yeah, my
really good.
channel was that
People
doing
are
time
really
with me.
watching
Yeah, my
your,
yeah,
they're really
my
watching your
channel.
content, bro.
Weeby is, I think, yeah, Raymond Meaza. It's just my
I'm
name.
posting, I'm posting your name right now
All right.
as we speak. I was typing your name.
Yeah, right now I'm in my living room. I got my wife sitting right here, and we got a big 84-inch TV screen, and I got it hooked to the laptop.
Damn,
So they're
84
watching.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah, they're watching it right here, and I'm
cool.
facing this way. So we all we all take part in this. You know what I mean?
Man, that's cool, man. God bless all of you guys and your family,
Thank
man.
you. Well, I told my wife says thank you. I don't think you can hear her,
Oh
but
no, thank you, man. Give me a second. Give me a second.
yeah, I wanted to get Katrina on here because she has a story to tell, and she's making headway. I want to get my aunt on here. She's got a story to tell. I mean, there's just so many people around here that have
Sorry,
their
bro.
story to tell.
I missed you. What'd you say? Someone had a story to tell?
Oh yeah, Katrina. I want to get Katrina on here. She has a story to
Hey,
tell. I mean,
man, let me know what day, man. I mean,
oh yeah,
I was even thinking like, every other day we could do a podcast together, talk about a little bit more about what's going on and your
yeah.
movement, and where you're at, and then tell them about where you're heading to, bro. Let them know where you're heading to.
Yeah.
Oh, second, he's having. I think he had frozen. I'll wait up a little bit. That's right. Shout out to Gunners. Yeah, Gunners Collective is cool, man. Shout out to Gunners Collective, man. Shout out to everybody that's striving on YouTube and trying to do something better. You know, that's what it's about, man. It's not about the money. It's about, you know, doing something better, man, in life. Aquatic Amigos, how you doing, bro? My internet's like disconnected. He'll reconnect right now, guys. But man, you guys, I plan on having him on more and more maybe once a week, and he has a wonderful, wonderful testimony. And his movement, I'm learning myself about the native movement. It's and I truly want to be part of it and get it out there and get them on here and get the natives heard, get their story heard, get their movement heard. That's truly is the goal of this live. Um, so if you guys can smash the like, man, that would truly, really, really help to get the algorithm, the video, the live in the algorithm, get it going, and you know what I mean, get the natives heard. That's the objective here. You guys see behind me right here on this. Or let me go this side, guys. Right here, we got the native movement right here, guys. And it's real life, guys. And you guys heard he was, you know, I have the most of respect for everybody on this platform, and I'm so thankful to be able to connect with Raymond and his family, and all the native people that he stands with, and who, you know, um, I definitely want to be part of the movement of streaming it. I told him that when he goes on live streams, when he goes on to talk about testimonies, my plan is to stream, you know, whatever movement they have going on. I want to stream it for the world to see. I'm coming up on 5,000 subs. Here we go, guys. I want to stream it for the world to see. I'm coming up on 5,000 subs. Here we go.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Maybe you're.
Doing good. All right, I think I'm back on. Am I on?
Yeah, you're back on. You're good now.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Pretty simple, huh? Like to click on the chat.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out why it keeps doing that. I think maybe it's my camera. I think my camera shuts off like every 30 minutes or something like that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I got one of those vlogging cameras I bought a while back, and I figured out that when I used to have it running when I would be speaking, it would be playing like 30 minutes into it and it'd shut off, and I'd be like, why is it doing that? So it might be the reason.
It's all good, bro.
Yeah,
but like I was telling the people, man, we're gonna be involving ourselves a lot more with with you and your movement.
Yeah, we're headed to South Dakota, Rapid City, the Great Plains. The some of the tribal leaders of the Great Plains saw my presentation in Las Vegas, and immediately when I was done, they came running up and they said, they had tears in their eyes, and they're just like thanking me, because if you look into this movement, it's women like Roxanne White, women like Pamela Foster, Frida Porbear. I mean, even in California, it's not MMIW, but it's suicide prevention, like Sarah Sanchez and Project 911. Myra Garlett out in Yuma Crossroads. I mean, it's women. A bunch of women are the ones that are out there trying to do the most, and being a man and standing up. That's what the women of the Great Plains came up and hugged me and thanked me, because we need more men. We need more men to stand up. And the reason a lot of men don't stand up because they're scared of they're being ridiculed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, Captain Save-A-Ho, or you know what I mean? Just all that street stuff.
All that street stigma. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's I gotta stop, bro. It has to be a change, man. Someone has to step up, and I think that's what we're doing, stepping up, bro.
Yep, stepping up.
Stepping out of the box. It's not easy to step on here and tire. When I've been learning how to be a better podcaster, but at first, bro, I felt I was just like you. I was more scared to get on the camera than anything.
Yeah. You see, what Becky's saying about Pine Ridge, they got the. They're up there. I guess they're infested with the cartels, and they got the judges, the police, everybody. You know what I mean? It's just a free for all up there. You know what I mean? The women, and it's like rather than you think the men, some of the men will stand up and say, "Hey, this is our men," but instead of when someone's handing you a pound of crystal meth and a chance to enslave your own people, a lot of people are like, "All right, you know, I'll just say I'm a
Yeah.
pimp, I'm a player." You know what I mean? It's like, dude,
Yeah. Right away. Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just when you get older and you look at it, you're just like, wait a minute. But when you're young, you just think money, dope,
Yeah.
cars, this.
Yeah.
You don't look at the big picture.
Yeah. There is no big picture.
Yeah,
The sad part, sad to say, but it's true. But
yeah.
not too many of us wake up, man. That's the good part. And
But the ones that do,
the
I
ones
mean,
that do, they find each other, and it's not by, like you
yeah,
said, it's not by coincidence.
yeah.
Coincidence, I don't believe in either.
I don't believe in coincidence either. Not at all.
And man, bro,
Yeah,
I've been doing this 4 months now, and I've been knowing that there was a purpose, but uh, I never imagined that meeting you, bro, and being able to participate, in what you're doing is
thank
a
you.
blessing, brother. It's a blessing, man. I can't be more thankful, bro. And I want to be more part of it. Bro, like I said, man, when you go on your trips, if you want, let me know. I can stream yard it. You can tap in with your camera. And I can even get off the screen right here while check it out, bro. And
Yeah,
so I
that's
could
cool.
actually stream your platform without me on it. Just you on my platform, bro.
You had
Whole
to
thing.
teach me that.
Yeah, bro. Of course, man. You have my number. It's real. It's simple. I'll walk you through, and
Yeah,
I'll send you to a channel where my boy VPS talks. He has a channel. It's called VPS Talks. It's about editing and how to use StreamYard and stuff like that. And it's
yeah.
cool, man. But yeah, but back
There-
to the back to what we were saying. Oh man, so you're heading to South. You say Dakota, right? Let me go back to the map.
South Dakota.
South Dakota. Said I agree. Yeah, man. Mm,
But yeah, right now there's a brother named France Beasley from AZ Common Ground,
yeah.
and he did about 10 years in Arizona prison, and he got
Wow.
out and he's trying to do good. He's been out there trying to battle human trafficking, so he stood on the street corners holding a sign saying real men don't buy sex. You know what I mean? And God put it on his heart.
That's
God put it
true,
on his
man.
heart
Hey, right there. That's very true,
to
bro.
raise awareness, and he started walking from LA on March 16th. He started walking from LA
I was
all the way across the United States. He's walking to the Statue of Liberty to raise awareness for MMIP, for all women of color, because he noticed that if you weren't the perfect victim, which no Native woman is, no black woman, and no Raza woman, no Mexican woman is ever a perfect victim. They're never on mainstream media news, and so he's walking across the United States to raise awareness to show that our women are important. Right now, he's already walked over 4,000 miles, or maybe right
wow.
there. He's about 200 miles away from the Statue of Liberty, and he should be arriving there on September 15th.
That's
He
amazing, bro.
walked. I mean, he walked. When he would go to rest, he would mark the mile marker he was at. We'd go pick him up, drive him to the nearest town, drop him off at a hotel room, and then in the morning pick him up and drop him
For the
off where we
marker.
picked him up. Yeah,
Yeah.
he walked an average of 40 miles a day. He was burning through about
Wow.
he
40
was
miles
burning through
a day.
about maybe
I
four
knew.
pairs of shoes a day. That's
That's
crazy, huh?
respect, bro. Respect to that man right there all day
Yeah,
long,
that's brother
man.
France Beasley. You can go on
Man,
Facebook and
bro.
look up AZ Common Ground, and you know, and
Hey, hey,
he,
that's
he
amazing, bro.
yeah, he didn't
That's
even have to do this, you
right.
know, and
Hey,
that's just
hey,
what
so he's walked from he walked from where again?
L.A.
L.A. I thought I heard right.
Yeah, he started in L.A. Then he headed through Barstow, through the desert. He went to Las Vegas, and then from Las Vegas he came through Needles and through Parker, and we hosted him. We threw him a dinner, and
Wow.
then in the morning he started walking out towards Phoenix. He got to
Yeah.
Phoenix where he lives, and then from
Man,
Phoenix he headed out to I forgot where, I think Tucson, and then on to Texas, and then to Oklahoma
that's not
City,
bad.
then all the way. I mean,
Man,
it was a dangerous road.
that's amazing, bro. Needles
What's up,
alone is
Katrina?
lonely desert. I can imagine walking through there. I've got
Yeah,
left one time in Ocotillo Wells in the night, and that was enough for me. I was already like
man.
had to walk for a few hours. I was already like, I'm good, bro. It was pitch
Yeah,
black. That was a scary moment.
yeah. I broke down. We were back in my days. Me and a buddy, we got all tweaked out, and we tried to head out towards Barstow. We were on our way to San Jose, but we broke down outside of Barstow. We walked back to Lake Havasu City, and that
Oh,
was,
that's a long walk.
never again. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Never again. Next time I'll just lay on the road and let the police scrape me up. You know what I mean?
Hey, so do you have like? Is there any other people you would want to bring on and get them? You know, you're,
Yes, there's
man, you're more
Katrina.
than I just want you're more than welcome to bring them on, man. You have my number, man. Message me.
Yeah,
I
there.
want to have you on at least once a week, bro. That's if you want to. We could set a
Yeah,
date on, on the phone and set a time, a date, and we could have you on. And basically, have like a native day. I think we could call it. You know,
yeah. We can come up with something.
something like
But
that.
me,
Just to get
yeah,
it.
but
Like because these lives are gonna travel. Something happens to me tomorrow, bro. This live is gonna travel for the rest of my until YouTube ends, bro. So the
yeah,
numbers where people are gonna view it, and the more you could talk about it,
yes,
and we
yeah,
could do it earlier. You just give me a time and a day, and we'll make it happen, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll try to come up with something. We're always on the go. I
Yeah.
mean, we're always. I mean, we'll be sitting here one day, and then it's our days off, and we'll be planning on just sitting here doing nothing, and then we get a phone call like, "Hey, can you go
Yeah,
here? Can you
bro.
go there? Hey, go."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We did the Zoom meetings for a while there, and then
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, we stay
You go
busy.
to
So
you go to seminar, huh? Let them know you go to seminars. Let them know what you do, like what you do with your testimony.
it started off. Um, Somebody invited me to a AA meeting, and I went to a AA meeting, and I was sitting in there, and I looked across the table, and I seen a couple of girls sitting there, and you could tell, they're from the hood, and I was looking at them, and they were giggling and all that, and it reminded me of my sister.
Yeah.
And so when they gave us a chance to talk, I told them about what happened to my sister, and I told them, I pointed them out. I said, "You two," I said, "you guys got to watch out." I said, "You guys, it's dangerous because that guy that always runs and gets you your bag of ice or your cigarettes or whatever, anything you ask for." I said, "That's gonna that it was that guy that had those secret intentions on maybe changing my sister into a housewife." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That hooked with mixed with another girl who was jealous. I said, though, that mixture of the rejection to the guy and the fact that the girl, you know what I mean, wanted to be her. I said that's what how it ended up my sister being tortured the way she was. And well, the founder was sitting in there and I didn't know it. And so later on, a couple of days later, she calls me and tells me, "Hey, we're having a road to recovery. Would you like to be the guest speaker?" And I was like, man, you know what I mean? It's like somebody asking you to go speak in public for the first time. I didn't even know what to
Yeah.
do.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I get up there and there's an audience, and you know what I mean? It was awesome. I got up there and just did it. You know what I mean? My wife prayed over me. I got up there, we did it. Then after that, I got invited to speak on about my sister somewhere else, and then that led to a Zoom meeting. A Zoom meeting ended up leading. I didn't even know a couple people on that Zoom meeting were advocates from all over the nation. One of them was Dave Walt or Mike Jim Walters. He's the guy who does Amber Alert. And so I started getting messages here and
Wow.
there. And
That's amazing.
next thing you know, they were asking me, "Hey, can you be on this panel?" And I got on a panel. And then they said, "Hey, we're gonna send you an invoice." What do I need an invoice for? And they said, "We're gonna pay you, I think $50 an hour." And I'm, man, I thought that was a lot of money. $50 is cool. Okay, shoot it. I have to. But they did it, and I seen it was Fox Valley, and the Department of Justice, and I'm like, what? I mean, like, wow. And I got on there. And then there was a second meeting, and there was different people, but a more bigger setting, and that ended up being lawmakers and senators and stuff, and advocates from all over the place that were hand chosen to be on Operation Lady Justice. And I heard of it when President Trump signed it. I never thought in a million years I'd actually take a part in it. And now inside the first handbook written for, the handbook was made for when someone goes missing
Yeah.
on the reservation. You're supposed to read it, and it says on there, this book was put together by survivors and stuff, and it gives people step by step what to do. For one, the police never want to listen, so it tells you the police officer you took the report from, get their badge number, this and that, how many times you called. It gives you step by step on how to make a missing poster, who to get in contact with, and what to do.
Right.
And
That's great.
it's got a brief story in there about Parker and about my sister. So that was an honor within itself. Is like, man, my sister went from thinking no one cared or even loved her to now she's on a, like written in history. And that was an honor. It was an honor. And I work with I do a meeting. We go to the state capitol every year in Phoenix, and I got to say the prayer this year for the Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women and People Awareness Day on March. It's Cinco de Mayo. It's on May 5th. Is also now the National Awareness Day. But I've been speaking at conferences. I spoke at the national what do you call it? What was it? The National Missing and Unidentified Persons Conference in Las Vegas, and it was a building full of FBI member investigators in training, BIA investigators in training, police officers, and lawmakers from Canada in there. So I got to the story that I told about my sister.
Yeah.
The investigators sat there, and they got to learn from it on how to deal with it.
Right.
And then from there, I got a couple of emails and stuff from people, and so it's those people that I'm responding to now who invited me to go out to Billings, Montana, to Rapid City, to in Canada, there's a movement up there where they wear orange for the children that they dug up in the residential schools. Over 2,000 children that they found that were missing. They, you know what I mean? It was the Catholic Church that did that, and so I get it. We try to help them as much, whatever way we can by support, like what you're doing, just supporting them, getting the
Yeah,
word out and everything. And it means a lot.
yeah,
I mean, you have no
yeah,
idea.
of course.
It means a lot.
Yeah,
It means,
bro, of
we're
course.
we're truly grateful. But
Oh man,
right now,
I'm grateful to be happy. I'm grateful to just be able to learn about it and put it out and help you push
yeah,
it, man. Help you push the message,
yeah,
man.
because there's a big chunk of percentage of homies that are Indian, that are native. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I met
yeah,
a bunch of them. I mean, Delano, they'd be coming in to reception, and they'd be like, "Hey, on the down low," and they're like, "Hey, I'm full blooded Indian," and as I could tell, you get the high cheekbones and everything, and your nickname's only Indio. You know what I mean? So it's
right.
like this affects everybody, but in the gang life, it's like the barrio and the prison politics come first before, you know what I mean, before this stuff. And
Yeah,
so it's like, there's things you got to overcome in order to get this awareness out.
yeah,
And
definitely.
this means a lot. It means a lot.
Oh, of course, man. Like I said, we'll do more of it, as much as we can. And like whenever you're free, man, we'll definitely. I'm gonna keep on posting your content and sharing your stories, and hopefully get you as much as I can, man. Get your story heard. I always told you from the beginning that was my goal. Get your story heard.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
Thank
all I
you.
ever wanted, bro. That's all I ever want, man. Nothing I'm not asking for nothing else. Just to get your story going, bro. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. And
That's
I'm looking
really it,
forward
man.
to meeting Lucky Looks.
Oh, Lucky Local, yeah, man, he's a good dude. I love Lucky Local too, man. Shout out to Lucky Local, another native, man, bro. I got blessed with. I met you guys as second native. I've got to, have on my platform, man. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just not a
yeah,
native thing. This is the thing that we try to get out there.
yeah,
There's a lot of people that say, "Hey, I'm not native. How can I help?" And it's like, you know what? This is a us thing. You know what I mean? Because
we're
you know what I mean.
human.
And
Yeah,
yeah, we're
human. Yeah,
exactly. We're all. You know what I mean? We're all together. You know what I mean?
right.
And it's like I will fight just as hard. Like when France Beasley was walking through here, I got a call and somebody contacted me from Lake Havasu City saying, first thing she says, "I'm not native." She says, "Well, France Beasley's not native either. He,
Yeah.
he's Africano," and
Okay.
God put that on his heart.
Oh
And
wow, that's amazing. I didn't
and
know that.
so she calls and she's like, "I'm not native, but my daughter was murdered and the police ain't doing nothing
I'm
about it.
bugging.
And I
Bugging.
would and I would love to walk with them, what I mean, if he would allow me." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I called France and told them, and she was gonna go out there and meet with them. And it's like, look, this is a us thing. I don't
Yeah.
care if you're black, white, yellow, purple. You know what I mean? If someone did something wrong to your sister, your kids, your mom, your auntie, or whatever, you know what I mean? Jump in here. Jump in with us. You know what I mean? Let's do this together. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like, what, you're not native? No. Because then we would be doing they're not a perfect victim thing. And we're
Yeah.
not there. We already know that feeling, and we're not gonna do it to anybody. If you
Right.
want your loved one to be remembered, bring them all over. You know what I mean? Come on over, represent them. Wave your flag high. Get the T-shirts. We'll represent. You know what I mean? All of
For
us will be
sure.
right there. I
Definitely.
mean, that's what we're here for.
Definitely, bro. Hey, stop.
Yep, little while mine's will be doing that too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We're coming up an hour and 9 minutes. Oh, they're already acting little. They're not gonna stay put too much longer. But is there anything you wanted to say before we leave the show? Anything you want to tell the people?
Nah, just thank you. Stay everybody. Thank everybody for watching. I'm looking forward to more. And anybody that wants to get their story heard and everything, anybody that needs help or wants to get it out there, what I mean, contact us and we'll get it out there. This right now, what's happening tonight, Frank. This is a big leap for us, a big step, and you know
Sorry, brother.
and we
Yeah.
appreciate it. And you know what I mean.
No, of course, man. Hey, man, we're gonna do more of it. Like I said, when you're available, just let me know, and we will definitely continue where we left off. You know,
Yeah,
I try to stay an hour and some because the kids, It's just me, so I try to do everything as but
Yeah.
hey man, whenever you want to do it again, let me know. Message me and
All right,
I'm more than
we'll get this set up. We'll get this set up. I mean, I
yeah,
love this. I mean, this
yeah,
is.
of course. See, man, I'm
I
happy, man.
mean,
I'm happy to finally come in contact after watching your videos and actually having you on the platform now. It's truly a blessing, man. It really is. You know,
yeah,
I
we'll do
appreciate
more of
you.
this.
I appreciate you coming on, and we're gonna do more of this. And I just want to say thank you to you and your family. God bless you guys, man. You know,
Bless.
you know,
Thank you.
and we'll see you on the next one, brother.
All right.
All right, man. You have a good night, you and your family. And whoever
Message.
subscribe to Raymond's channel, man, you guys go check him out. Give him a
What is
shout
your
out.
message to the
Give him a
youth?
chance. You know, give him a
Yeah.
chance, man. Check him out. And
All
we'll see you
right.
guys on the next one, though.
All right. Once
All right,
there in
brother.
the next one. Okay.
You have a good
Good
night, man.
night. Buenas noches.
All right. Man, let's see. All right, guys. So, man, that was truly, truly, man. You guys go hit the link, man. Definitely go check out his channel. He deserves it, man. He has a strong message, and I'm here to help him push it. And I'm more than thankful to learn about his movement and to be a part of it, and to be able to part of, you know, pushing pushing what he believes in and what he stands for. Rest in peace to your sister, brother. May she rest in peace. Rest in peace to all the Native people who have fallen, all the women and men, children who have passed away along the way. May they rest in heaven. And with that one being said, you guys hit the like on the way out. Raymond, may you and your family have a blessed night, my brother. I send my blessings your way and see you on the next one, man. Appreciate everybody. Hit the like on the way out, guys. And good night.